just a very resilient group. You know, there's no give-in with this unit at all. They faced some tough times during the course of the season, and they've always come to work willing to grow. And this really does feel good for them to get a win, you know, to kind of tap off some of the hard work that they've been embracing as a football family, and sacrifices that they've made along the way is just so well deserving for this football team at this point. So very proud of them. And the way we did it, had to play complementary football, had to go out there and strain. And there were some efforts that was put out there on the football field with guys that were not even around the football that we hadn't seen. And this proves that they're buying in, you know, so the growth process is still in the making, and very proud of how they're embracing their development.
Questions?
Stan, I'm kind of looking for the most honest answer you can give. Like, did you see, particularly just the offense, the way that it could open up for the offense like that? Did you see that coming?
Would say that I saw 54 points or whatever it is. Was it 54? I can't honestly say that I always, you know, predict a score or anything like that, but, you know, there's been flashes all year of if we're able to run the football consistently, if we're able to make those tough catches, if we're able to, you know, just connect receiver to quarterback on a more consistent basis, that we can be a pretty good offense, you know, and it just so happened to click today. There's still a lot of things we need to work on, right? There were still some pre-snap penalties, some self-inflicted wounds that we had to overcome as an offense, which, you know, I'll take that as a positive as well, just being able to overcome those situations that, you know, we put ourselves in. But, you know, I just knew that there was still a lot more in the tank with this offense, and, you know, a lot of explosive runs today come as a result of great effort from Sadie and running back play in the offensive line, of course. But you turn the film on, you're going to see some guys blocking downfield, straining, you know, playing good football without the football. And I think that was a really a huge step in the right direction for us to have the success that we had on offense today.
Stan, after being out last week, how did it feel to be back on the sideline?
Unbelievable. That was some of the toughest stuff I had to endure, is putting the football team on the football field while you're sitting on the couch. I mean, that's not the business I'm in, you know, so that was tough business there. But to get back out there and just to feel them, smell them, you know, and touch them is something that I've always lived for from the day I became a coach. So it feels awesome.
Coach, what did you see specifically out of Edward City that, you know, let him go off, you know, for that amount of yards, and also be able to catch some balls out of the backfield as well? Decisiveness,
Patience, great tackles, great effort with the football, protecting the football, confidence. There's just been a lot of growth that took place for this young man today. But again, it's been a constant build with him. It really has. He just had an outbreak day to day. And I'm sure Sadie will be able to tell you that a lot of his success comes from those receivers blocking on the perimeter, tight ends blocking on the perimeter, guys straining on the backside trying to get safeties. You know, it was a complete, total team effort, and Sadie took advantage of his opportunities. So.
We asked you early in the season about how to get all the receivers get going at the same time, and, you know, 7 or 8 different guys were catching the ball today. Can you just talk about what a difference it was getting all these guys into the action today?
Yeah, to be able to work the offense in the proper progression that it's by design to do is something that is, you know, this takes time. It takes time, and, you know, we need everybody clicking on all cylinders. And, you know, we had some guys make some tough catches in tough situations, and, you know, quite honestly, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. When your number's called, are you going to make that play? And a large percentage of the time, our guys made plays when the numbers were called. But to be able to operate the offense, you know, the way it's designed to operate, you know, targeting multiple players, is something that was we've been working on from the day we got here, and again to have it click on today is something that we'll grow from.
Stan, I know you've got higher aspirations than second to last, but avoiding last place, getting your first conference win, how did that feel?
Getting a W feels great. You know, I don't think about it any other way. You know, it's one game at a time. It is one play at a time. It is growth all the time. And, you know, I don't spend a whole lot of time looking at, you know, where we are positioned and all that other good stuff. You know, we're on a journey right now. You know, we're trying to create a winning culture, a team that has the habits to win on a consistent basis. And we've endured this process, and it hadn't always been pretty. You know, and it's come with some L's and it's come with some tough lessons along the way. You know, but I am very locked in and focused and very proud of our guys, of how we're learning from these lessons, and now we're starting to take advantage of opportunities that present themselves to us. So for that alone, the progress that we've made in that respect is something that I will focus on always.
You've had a few games this year where you haven't been able to finish in the second half. What did you see today in terms of, you know, when they got it within one score a couple times, you guys were able to pull away and finish the game?
The mindset to finish. You know, our defense, I thought last week played a full 4-quarter game. All right. We didn't quite play the overtime piece, you know, but I thought that they were showing the tendencies of being able to finish a football game. Offensively, we've shown fight, but we've never really shown the ability to finish, you know. And you know, today was something that, you know, we should really build some confidence off of, because we did that today. You know, we took the second half with the mindset that the scoreboard was 0-0, and that it was all about tempo, and that we had a mission in place, and we had some goals in place that we were trying to obtain as a football family, and they locked in and focused in on that. And it required them to be unselfish and to put forth an effort that was going to be able to show on film that as a family, we gave it everything we got as individuals for each other. And I can't wait to see what that film looks like, but that was the mindset. And it allowed us to finish the game the way we've always thought we could.
What was sort of your assessment or confidence in the defense, sort of bouncing back from a lot of explosives that went against them?
Tell you what, you got to give credit to South Florida. They've got some dynamic football players over there. That number 10, that receiver is special. I mean, he can play anywhere. That little running back, very patient, you know, very tough to tackle. He just kind of hides behind his blocks, and they get some explosive plays. But again, it goes back to the mindset of, do you give in to that moment, or do you just get to the next play mentality? And they bend. They definitely, you know, did a lot of bending out there today, but never at one point did I thought that they broke from a mindset. They always continue to believe, and I think that's proven through a couple of late takeaways, you know, in the second half of that ball game, just to prove that our guys are still, you know, believing in every single play that they can make a play. And that's something that we'll grow from.
Stan, can you talk a little bit about Camden Price? Coming out of camp, Rory Bell had won that job, and then Camden Price takes over, and today, you know, his 18 points were the most ever by a Temple kicker in the game. Can you talk about what you've seen from him since then and how he's really taken a firm hold of that position?
Well, his level of confidence is through the roof. I mean, he really believes fully in his capabilities of what he can do to help us win ball games, and you gotta love that in a kicker. You know, you gotta love a kicker who absolutely feels that he can make it anywhere on the football field. You know, regardless of the conditions. I mean, he had a couple of those 18 points against a pretty stiff wind, against a swirling wind, and the kid's got ice in his veins. He doesn't flinch, and you know, everything has to go right for him, though, right? It has to be good protection up front, good solid snaps, and Morgan handling that snap to make sure it's positioned perfectly for him to stay in rhythm, and all those things operationally worked in his favor today for him to have the success that he had today. But extremely happy to have him a part of this football team.
And you're pretty big on resiliency. Adonica Sanders drops a big play early in the game, and he comes back with that one-handed catch on the other side of the field for the touchdown. Can you talk about what you saw from him, especially in a game where he's coming back from a knee sprain?
Yeah, that's Donald. You know, Donald has shown that type of play from the day he's been here. That's why he's a single digit. You know, he overcomes adversity. You know, and that's the number one trait of a single digit, is to be able to, you know, get to the next play and make a play. And he wasn't full strength out there today. You know, he played, with a leg that wasn't, quite ready to play the number of snaps that he played today. But it was no taking Donald off the football field. And for him to make that play is something that we expect him to do. We've seen him do it quite a bit, and it just came at the right time in the right place. And he's a great example of what a single digit is supposed to do in those situations.
Next question. Coach, what have you seen from the growth of guys like Bryce Tillman and Wisdom Corsi, especially in the run game today, and how they contributed?
Glad you brought that up. You know, it's been a shuffling of the deck of that offensive line all year round. And those guys don't provide excuses for themselves, so we don't provide excuses for them. You know, again, if you have earned the right to go out there and play football and put ourselves in positions to win, then that's what we expect you to do. Go out there and give us everything you got. You know, he wasn't perfect out there today, but the level of strain and toughness and resilience that he showed amongst that offensive line is something that is the reason why we are sitting here celebrating a victory. It always starts up front. So very proud of that offensive line, of how they've pulled together no matter what the circumstances, no matter who's next to them. And it's really a great sign of the leadership that we have in Adam Klein and Isaac Moore, being able to really glue that piece together every single week and put forth the effort that it takes to give us an opportunity to win ball games. So I'm very proud of that unit.
Do you know if Bobby Saleh's okay?
He's going to be fine. Thank you.